Hello, this is the TradeSite U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview, and for Tuesday, the 12th of March, 2019. Hope you had a good trading day. It's huge for us. We had an 8-point winner on NVIDIA, big winner on Amgen, and a big set of gains on the futures. So it was a good start to the week. Markets gapped up and headed higher. You can see here's the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form, and we're back to where we were 2 weeks ago. We haven't really done anything, but we did regain the losses from Thursday and Friday. So we're still under the 13 sell signal and the risk line from that, but there's not much else to talk about from that perspective. All right, let's look at everything else. Here's crude oil up 21 cents to 57. Gold up a buck 90. Just kind of a blip. They're both blips. S&P cash index gains 40.23. Remember, a piece of that is the gap, so wasn't a big move from that perspective. NASDAQ 100 up 148.33. SOX up 31.67, recovering some of the losses from last week as well. Biotech's up 74.23, still down for the last week or so. We're under that 13 sell signal risk line, even though it was violated. The Russell 2000 gains 26 points. Which is decent for it, but it's still under the whole range of the last 2 weeks. The VIX down 1.72 to 1433. It had started to pick up late last week. The trend 0.7, it's a low reading on the trend, puts the 10-day moving average at 1.17. NASDAQ volume 2.2 billion shares. So the big up day is one of the lightest volume days we've had in the last month. That's never a good sign, just so we're on the same page. NASDAQ advanced decline ratio plus 1639. That is good. Good market breadth. One of the best days we've had in the year so far, 2019. Advanced decline ratio on the New York plus 1687. Yeah, it's still in the top two. That's the top two for the year in terms of that. Google plus 29.29. Google finally making its way back to new highs since last September, even late last September. April up 5.99. Apple, not April. Netflix up 9.26. Hasn't gone anywhere for the last few weeks. Amazon up 49.82, still operating under that 13 sell signal. Tesla up 6.78. Facebook up 2.47. Goldman Sachs up 73 cents. It was actually down from the open, so that's kind of weird when the market kept heading up. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, down 36 cents. The Dow was up 167. And NVIDIA, again, where we made a ton of money today on NVIDIA. Here's the daily chart. But it was a perfect pressure threshold play for us, and we made great money on NVIDIA. All right, in terms of the intraday action, here's the ES 5-minute chart. So you gapped up, pushed higher, heading into lunch. You're flat over lunch, and you did inch higher in the last hour or so, but not much. Most of the action was in the first 2 hours, and that's when we made our money across the board on futures and everything. Same thing here on the NASDAQ side, gapped up quite a bit. Almost over a quarter of the move was the gap, and then headed higher. I would say 80% of the day's move was done in the first 2 hours before, first 2.5 hours before we went into lunch. All right, in terms of economic data coming out on Tuesday, we've got the NFIB Small Business Index at 5, CPI an hour before the bell. Oh, no, I'm sorry, at 6. CPI an hour before the bell at 8:30, and the 10-year bond auction at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That is it. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading